Hi class, it's Mr. Trez, and this video is going to be about finding the slope and the y-intercept in a verbal description and a graph. So first is slope. Well, what is slope? And this is a word that you might have heard in like everyday life about ski slopes or maybe skating ramps. But slope is the steepness of a line. It is the rate of change between any 2 points on a line. It is the ratio of the rise to the run. And our y-intercept is the point where the line crosses the y-axis, or we could think of it as a starting fee. So here we have 4 different examples of slopes, okay, of lines. So as we can see, the first one is going uphill. So going from left to right, we could see that it is going uphill. So we start on the left side, and we're just going uphill, okay? So this slope would be a positive slope. Now, the second example, we could see going from left to right, it is going downhill. So we're starting on the left side, and we're going to the right, and we could see it's going downhill. Now, since it's going downhill, we would say this slope would be a negative. Okay, a horizontal line doesn't go up or down, it just goes horizontally across. We would say this has a slope of 0, and a vertical line just goes up or down, and we would say this is undefined. Okay, so let's take a look at a verbal description, and let's find the slope and y-intercept of it. So here, the first one we have is Jupiter's Gym membership cost was $20 per month. So let's find the slope of Jupiter Gym. So let's remember, slope is the constant rate of change. So in this example, we can see that it's going $20 per month. So $20 for every month. Another month goes by, $20. Another month goes by, $20. So the slope would be 20. Now the y-intercept is the starting amount, okay? So, is there any one-time fee that we have to pay at the start for Jupiter's Gym? No. So, the answer would be 0, or we can write it as a point, 0, 0. Okay, now let's take a look at Neptune's Gym. So, Neptune's Gym charges $25 a month plus a $100 one-time sign-up fee. So, let's find the slope of Neptune's Gym. So, let's recall, slope is the constant amount of change. So, in this case, the slope is 25 because it goes up $25 for every 1 month. $25, 1 month. The next month, we pay $25. The next month, we pay $25. So the slope would be 25. And what is the y-intercept for Neptune's Gym? So where does this line cross the y-axis if it's a graph, or what is the starting fee? So as we can see, there is a $100 one-time sign-up fee. So we have to pay $100 right at the start, right at 0. So our y-intercept would be 100 or 0, 100. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at graphs. The method for finding the steepness of stairs suggests a way to find the steepness of a line. A line drawn from the bottom of the step of a set of stairs to the top step touches each step at one point. The rise and the run of a step are the vertical and horizontal changes, respectively, between 2 points on a line. So this is what our slope is going to be. We have a line, like the red line on the image to the left, and I'll outline it in blue. And if we were to find the slope of it, we're finding what's called the rise of the run. So the first thing you want to do is look at it and see how it's going from left to right, so it's going to be positive. So that means our ratio, which is our fraction, is going to be positive. So let's say I put some numbers in here. Let's say the rise was 1 and the run was 3. This was 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. Now we're going to find the slope of the line. So slope is a rise over a run. So we're rising 1, we're running 3. We're rising 1, running 3. Rising 1, running 3. Rising 1, running 3. So our slope is the rise over the run, which is 1 over 3. Let's take a look at one more example. Okay, and let's put some numbers here. So let's say this was a 3, and let's say this was a 5. So what would the slope of this line be? Okay, so we're going to rise 3, and we're going to run 5. So our slope would be 3 over 5. So now let's take a look at a graph. So for letter E, first, look at the graph, and does it have a positive or a negative slope? So as we can see, this graph is slanted downward. And since it's going downward, it's going to have a negative slope. So next, we want to find the slope of the line. Well, let's take a look at this line. There's one problem with this line. We don't have any perfect points. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to try to find the perfect points first and plot them. So right here is a perfect point. And what I mean by a perfect point is a line that is a point that's perfect. It kind of hits the middle of the two blue lines. So the 3 is a perfect point. This isn't perfect. Nope. Yes. And even going this way. This isn't perfect, isn't, but this one is. So let's put in the perfect points. We got a perfect one here, here, and here. And now let's find the slope. Well, since this slope is negative, that means we're not going to rise, we're actually going to fall. Okay? So it's going to be a negative fraction. So I'm going to go down 1, and since I go down 1, that's really negative 1. And now I'm going to go to the right, and I'm counting the spaces. 1, 2, 3. And my answer is negative 1/3. And even if I went this way, I could go down 1 and negative 1, 2, 3. So negative 1/3 is our slope. Okay, next we want to take a look at the y-intercept. So again, the y-intercept is the point where our line crosses the y-axis. So in this case, right here, it's where our purple line hits the y-axis. So our y-intercept is 3, or we could graph it or label it as a point, so 0, 3. Okay, last one. First thing, let's look at the graph, and does it have a positive or negative slope? So in this case, we could see the graph is slanting upward, and since it's going upward, we're going to say it is a positive slope. Now we want to find the slope of the line, so we have to find perfect points. Here's a perfect point. Nope, nope, yes. And even going the other way, right there. So now let's find the slope. We're going to rise 1, and we're going to run 1, 2, 3. We're going to rise 1 and run 1, 2, 3. So we can see that our slope is positive 1/3. And then finally, let's find the y-intercept. Okay, the y-intercept is the point where the line crosses the y-axis. So as we can see, our blue line crosses the vertical y-axis right here at point -4. So our y-intercept is going to be -4, or we can write it as 0, -4. Thank you for watching this video.